Here we are looking at the GDP website. This is going to be the website that you guys use the entire semester anytime you have an assignment. The web address that you guys are going to use is a little bit lengthy, but if you write it down or save it as a favorite whenever you log onto your internet, it should be easy to remember. It's https://rlc.gdp11.com. Whenever you log on to the site, you're going to see a screen that looks very similar to this. This system message here in the middle of your screen will pop up periodically if there are any updates that need to happen, and the publishing company that created this software, they will post these announcements for you and let you know. That way, if say it's a Sunday at 7 o'clock at night and you want to sit down and do your work, you log on and you see a message that says they're doing updates during that time. That means you won't be able to work during that time. But as you'll notice from this one, they are only doing an update for an hour, so it doesn't take away from too much time in the day. Okay, what you guys are going to do after you read the course syllabus and you understand how the course is going to be set up, the next step is to go into this program. You'll type in the address that I just gave you. You're going to go down here to the bottom portion of your screen where it says New GDP Student, and you have two options. I have a registration code, or I want to buy online now. If you purchased your kit from the retail store at Rend Lake College, within the box that you purchased will be a textbook and a card that has a code on it. Okay? You want to click on this I have a registration code option and use the card that's found within the kit that you guys purchased. Once you get to this screen, it's going to take you through, I believe it's 6 windows, okay? And at each one of these windows is going to ask you questions. The first one, do you attend Rend Lake College? Yes, we do, so we're going to say yes. The second one is going to state, do you already have a GDP username? Sometimes students get confused on this question, but no, you guys do not have a username. That's what we're trying to set up right now, so you want to say no to that. Next is the license agreement. Read through this if you would like. It's basically giving you a rundown of basically what your privacy is that's involved within this software. Once you look over it, read through it if you want, at the bottom you're going to click that you agree to this license agreement, and you're going to click next. Okay, this screen is really important because what it's asking you is select the class that you are enrolled in from the list below. Make sure you select the class based on the section in which you are enrolled. Okay, so currently we only have one section of this course running, and the way I always try to set it up is I include the actual name of the semester in front of the course. That way it tries to eliminate some confusion. The course you all want to be enrolled in is Fall 2014 OFTC 1203N1. Once you click that, choose Next. At this point, it's asking for a registration code. This is when you're going to open up the kit, if you haven't already, and look for a card with a code on it. The code has to be entered just as it appears on that card, and it says hint here on the screen. The registration code is in all uppercase letters or numbers and doesn't contain ones or zeros, so remember that when you enter it. In the past, I've had students tell me they key exactly what their code says. They've entered it time after time and it didn't take it. I sat down with the card, I enter the code, and it worked for me. So if you do get an error message, it just means you have probably entered something incorrectly. It's a long amount of numbers and letters, so it's easy to make a mistake. I would just backspace, re-enter it again until it allows you to prompt through. Since I don't have a code here in front of me, I'm not going to be able to move on to login information. But what you'll do it after you enter the code, it's going to finish you up and it's going to end the entire process. Within this step 6, I believe, it's going to allow you to create a username and a password. Okay, your username and your password, what I would do is use the same username password you use in Blackboard. If you do it that way, it'll be easy to remember, and you won't get confused next time you log on to GDP and you forget what was my username, what was my password. So I'm going to back out of this. Actually, I'm just going to refresh it. Let's see if I can get back. Okay, here we are back to the main screen again. What's going to happen at this point? After you guys have gone through this one time only, I have a registration code portion of this screen, the next time you log in and for the remainder of the semester, you guys will no longer go back to this location. You're going to go up here to the top and you're going to enter that username and that password that you guys set up in finishing that setup process that I mentioned a second ago. So I'll go ahead and enter mine in, pretend that I'm a student. Click sign in. I apologize, my internet runs slow here at home. Hopefully it'll run faster at your house or on campus. And these video clips that I have here might be a good idea to listen to them while you are on campus because our internet is much faster there. Where at home it might buffer a lot and it takes you a while to watch a 8 to 10 minute video clip. Okay, so once you guys get into the software, it's going to look like this for everyone. So quickly I'm going to run through here. Lessons is the tab up here on the top left that has a book on it. Okay, most of your assignments are going to come from this tab. The homework assignment we're going to look at here in a second explains and it tells you detail by detail what to click on. This says Unit 1. I click on Unit 1 and then it gives me lessons within the unit. If my assignment is Unit 1, Lesson 1, I click on Lesson 1 and I'm just going to prompt through whatever is on my screen. Now when you go through the first lesson on a lot of these, it's not really doing anything on your end. You're just simply looking at the screen. They're showing you where your hands should be placed. They might take you through a few exercises and that's it. So if you feel like you don't do anything for a few minutes, that is why. When you're done, you go down to the bottom right, you hit next, and it's going to prompt you through. I don't think you can see it on your screen, but there is a next and a previous at the bottom left and right hand side. You just can't see it in my viewing window right now. You can click on those at any time and it will prompt you back and forth. There's also on the very bottom of your screen some text that tells you what page you're on. A lot of what you guys are going to key is on your screen, but if you wanted to have your book in front of you, you could do that. The second thing you'll be working with are 12-second speed sprints that come from the skill building tab. You'll see them over here to the left. The third thing is Map Plus. What this does is focus you on certain keys. So I might say for the first week your assignment is go to Map Plus and I want you to complete A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, and L, which is the home row. You'll click on the key, and when you click on the key, it brings you up lessons to complete. Okay, that's how that works. You're going to work through every single one of the keys that I assigned. The last thing you're going to work through are timed writings. This is where the meat of your grade comes from. They're timed writings. So you see you have 1 minute, you have 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Then there's an other tab. At the end of the semester, one of the main grades are your supplementary timed writings, and they're hidden down here in the other tab, so try to remember that if you can. We do not touch language arts. We do not touch reference manual. The last thing is My GDP. This is where it's going to show all the work that you guys completed. Right now I haven't done anything, so you see there's nothing sitting out here. As you guys complete everything, they will start to appear on the screen. It will show me the date you completed it, the lesson, what was the title of the lesson. Over here it will tell me the total time it took you. Now, if you want to look at a time writing and get full details, when it pops up the time writing here on a line, you would click on it once and it's going to pop up the information below it. So again, if you completed a time writing and you're not seeing the information you want at the screen, you click on it and it will pop up below it for you. Okay? You can also filter. You can filter by a particular date. That's what I do usually when I check your work. And then over here to the left is My Info. If at any time your information would change, I would like for you guys to go into My Info, select Edit, and then you would be able to go in and make those changes. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close out of GDP. I'm going to get back to Blackboard really quick. I'm going to go back to the syllabus and important information, because what we just talked about was My GDP, okay? How to log on to that website. The very last document in Blackboard here is how to log on to GDP. You click on this and it gives you exact instructions. It tells you in typed format what I just told you in audio. So feel free to open that up, print it off, have it sitting beside you when you work through it on your screen, and you shouldn't have any trouble at all. And again, before I end this, remember you can access GDP anywhere where there's internet access. Okay, so you're not limited to the chair in your computer room at your house. Anywhere that there's internet.